Jon Gruden's potential Raiders return. It's widely expected that the Oakland Raiders will make Jon Gruden their next head coach, luring him out of the broadcasting booth and back onto the sideline that he roamed from 1998 to 2001. The charismatic Gruden would seemingly give a franchise the shot in the arm that it needs following this year's regression-riddled 6-10 campaign. For 8 years, Gruden has turned down advances from teams. But after his 9th season away from the game, he sounds primed for a return. Raiders owner Mark Davis' pitch to Gruden also includes ownership stakes, according to an ESPN report, along with a handsome salary. We'll see how this plays out over the next several days. But when Gruden does land this job, plenty of questions will remain, including these. Gruden brings a well-respected name and great football knowledge that's on display every Monday Night Football broadcast. But talking from the booth is way easier than actually coaching. After 9 years away, he no doubt has some rust to knock off. As Joe Gibbs, Bill Parcells and George Seifert all showed, pulling off successful comebacks after an extended hiatus is challenging. That same mental edge it takes to thrive isn't always easy to regain. But at 54, Gruden remains youthful. And unlike Gibbs, who admittedly had to reacclimate himself to the game, as well as figure out how to modernize his offense during his 2004 return after 11 seasons away, Gruden has remained plugged in while studying teams for his TV work. He has continued coaching on the side, running an off-season quarterbacks camp in addition to studying each young passer who enters the draft. More, Jack Del Rio fired as Raiders coach amid report of Jon Gruden pursued more, NFL playoffs schedule 2018, games, dates, times, TV channel info more, 2017 NFL playoff picture. But the time commitment as a head coach is much more demanding than Gruden's current work as an ESPN analyst. The same long hours can seem even more grueling after time away. If he's jumping back in, Gruden obviously has considered this and deems himself ready for the challenge, again. But he wouldn't be the first coach to underestimate what it takes to pull off a truly effective second act. Derek Carr was a rising star after back-to-back Pro Bowl selections. But he regressed this year under new offensive coordinator Todd Downing. One of Gruden's primary tasks will be helping Carr return to form. Gruden certainly knows quarterbacks. Rich Gannon had 3 of his 4 Pro Bowl selections and 1 of his 2 All-Pro selections under the coach. Like Gannon, Brad Johnson and Jeff Garcia experienced late career success with Gruden's guidance. The coach, with his quarterback-friendly system and concepts, seemingly could help Carr get his career back on track. But Gruden also must help recharge an Oakland defense that has struggled as a whole, going from 6th in the league in 2016 to 19th this season. Oddly enough, despite his success with quarterbacks, Gruden's offenses have battled inconsistencies. After guiding top 10 offenses in 3 of his 4 seasons in Oakland, Gruden directed only 1 top 10 attack in 7 seasons in Tampa. Gruden presumably will serve as his own play caller. But a quality position coach, Gannon is believed to be the top choice, is vital for further aiding Carr's progress. Gruden has been reaching out to former assistants as he makes plans to assemble a staff, per multiple reports. However, Bill Callahan, who served as Gruden's offensive coordinator in Oakland, is now coaching with Jon Gruden in Washington. Bill Muir, Gruden's offensive coordinator from Tampa, is no longer in football. Gruden's potential defensive coordinator choices are also unclear. Whomever he tabs will inherit a unit in need of an overhaul while possessing few consistent impact players outside of Khalil Mack. Neither Ken Norton Jr., fired mid-season, nor John Pagano, Norton's successor, managed to get enough out of this group. And that raises another question: how much say will Gruden have over talent as he works with general manager Reggie McKenzie to upgrade this team? The Raiders' talks with Gruden have reached advanced stages, a person with knowledge of the situation confirmed to USA Today Sports. The person spoke on the condition of anonymity due to the sensitive nature of the subject. This happened with Jack Del Rio still at the helm. ESPN reported that it's a sure thing that Gruden will be the next coach of the Raiders. and that raises the question of whether the team satisfied the Rooney Rule and already conducted a meaningful interview with a minority candidate, as the rule stipulates. Interviewing Gruden and setting everything in place, then holding an interview with a minority candidate doesn't satisfy the rule. That would be a violation. Of course, the Raiders could have already dotted their I's and crossed their T's regarding the rule. It's long been argued that while the Rooney Rule does produce some good, it's still inadequate, and too easy to work around. It will be interesting to find out how wholeheartedly Oakland brass followed the rule. Jack Del Rio posted a 25-23 regular season record with the Raiders, including a 12-4 mark in 2016. Patience ran out quickly this year. Now, ownership believes landing Gruden will prompt the desired long-term success. However, it's worth noting that although Gruden has a great reputation as a coach, he's no Bill Belichick. .678 regular season winning percentage, .722 playoff clip in 15 appearances, 5 Super Bowls wins, or even a Mike McCarthy, .636 regular season, .556 postseason in 9 appearances over 12 seasons, and a Super Bowl ring. Gruden owns a .540 career winning percentage as his teams posted 6 winning campaigns in his 11 seasons as a head coach, and he reached the playoffs just 5 times. Outside of his Super Bowl run in 2002, his teams own a 2-4 record in the postseason. Following that 12-4 2002 season, Tampa reached the playoffs just twice in 6 years and lost its first game both times. That prompted critics to at times diminish his work and say he merely inherited Tony Dungy's Super Bowl-ready team. If the Raiders are luring Gruden away from a handsome analyst gig with a supremely rich contract, their expectations are lofty. Gruden did take a 4-12 Raiders team and go 8-8 in consecutive years, then led the team to 2 playoff appearances before heading to Tampa, where he won the Super Bowl in his first season. But given all that's going into this hire, it's fair to wonder if Gruden can legitimately live up to all of the expectations. Follow Mike Jones on Twitter @ByMikeJones. Photos, Best of NFL Week 17.